Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song As Long As You Love Me by Justin Bieber. And we're going to end up cabling this on 4th fret to kind of match the recording, but we're going to start on an A minor chord. And the way you play A minor, first finger is going to go to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, and third finger is going to go to the G string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like an A minor chord. That sounds really, really sad. And then from the A minor, we're going to be going to an F major chord. If you know the bar F major, we'll talk about the easy way to play this in a minute, but you put your first finger across the entire 1st fret, second finger on the G string, 2nd fret, third finger on the A string, 3rd fret, and then pinky on the D string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like F major chord. It sounds really, really happy. But a lot of times you can substitute in something called F major 7. And when you play F major 7, first finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger goes to the G string on the 2nd fret, third finger goes to the D on the 3rd fret. And if you strum just the D, G, B, and E, that sounds like F major 7. That sounds really, really happy. And then from the F major 7, we're going to be going to a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger is going to go to the A string on the 2nd fret, the second finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, and the third finger on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like G major chord. That sounds really, really happy. And those are basically our chord progression through the entire song. It's just that A minor, F major, G major, G major. A lot of times with a song like this, though, to kind of support my voice, I like using something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So you take the A minor, just tried that a lot. You'd have down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up. So we tried that through our chord progression. We'd have A minor down, down, up, down, up, from the down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, F, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, the down, down, up, down. But the weird thing is to play along with Justin Bieber instead of starting on an A. Now the weird thing is, instead of starting on an A minor chord, Justin Bieber's actually starting on a C minor chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo over 3rd fret, then now your A minor is really a C minor chord, and your F major is really an A flat major, and your G major is really a B flat major chord. But if we took that from the very beginning, you could just work that down, down, up, down through the progression. So you got A minor, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, F, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down. Now something else I like to add to a song like this, though, too, is bass notes. And on that first down of the down, down, up, down, you could add in a bass note for the chord. So on the A minor, you can do an A bass and then the down, up, down. So A bass, down, up, down, A with an A bass, down, up, down, A minor with an A bass, down. And then on the F with the bar, you can do the low E string for your bass if you're kind of using that chord. If you're doing the F major 7, you can do the D string for your bass. And on the G chord, you'd have the low E string for your bass note. So that's where those notes used to be. I know we're capoed and we're really playing the C note, and that's really an A flat, and that's really kind of a B flat. But just to try that, you got bass with an A minor with an A bass, F with a bass, down, up, down, G, low E bass, down, down, G, low E bass, down, down, A with an A bass, down, down, F with a bass, down, down, G, low E bass, down, down, G, low E bass, down, down. Now something else that I like to kind of play around with too with a song like this, and actually this is kind of cool because the feel really does kind of change into this, is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now our down, down, up, down, up is kind of dividing that into 2 parts. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called the 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the A minor and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you'd be doing it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. And then on the third beat, you'd be doing an up on 2 and a down on 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And on the last beat, you go down, up, down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You got down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. So we tried that through our chord progression. But everything around down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, 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 G down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, come on, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, 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 G down. Now if you're kind of digging on the basses, though, you could actually add in the basses. So you could have A minor with A basses, and you could even add in extra basses if you wanted to. One of my favorites is bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, bass, bass, down, down, bass, down, 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 bass, bass, down, down, bass, 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 down, down. So that would be another way you could kind of play through it. Now, it can also be kind of cool if you're interested in fingerstyle, is your thumb normally is your bass player for the E and the A and the D string. And a lot of times you could take the index finger and line it up on the G string, middle finger on the B string, and the ring finger on the high E string. And kind of, you could think of your thumb bass kind of being your bass player. And then you could even kind of break up the chords into arpeggios. So for instance, you could play kind of your thumb on your bass note, and then do G, B, and E with kind of your index middle ring finger. So you could kind of have A minor, F, G. So I'm kind of thinking two of those on each of the chords. So I'm using my thumb for my bass on the A minor chord, thumb on the D string for the F major 7, thumb on the low E string for the G chord. Now you can do that with the bar F too if you were kind of digging on that. So that might be kind of an interesting way to try and accompany yourself with it too. Now there are some breaks through the tune where you might want to just kind of kill the strings or kind of just stop time what you're doing, and then you could kind of pick it back up. Now that arpeggio that I'm using though is kind of thumb index middle ring, but you can mix that up any kind of way that you wanted to. You could do the A string and then the B string and the G string and then the high E string if you wanted to, which could be kind of a cool way to do it. And you might want to kind of experiment with different ways to do it. So you could do kind of like your bass and a ring middle index, you know. So you could kind of take your fingers and then kind of always keep your thumb for your bass first, right? Because that kind of gives you your downbeat. And then you can kind of mix up which fingers feel good to you. Or you could even move your thumb around in the chord after you play the root. Oh, that could be kind of cool. So now I'm kind of supporting kind of a bass line by moving strings with the thumb. So kind of like little arpeggios. Now what can also be kind of cool too, actually, is all these chords are actually in the key of C major. And so that's basically all the white keys on the piano, is all the natural keys. I know we're really capo third, but you could kind of think of this as E and F and G on the low E string going open 1 and 3. And then on the A string, you kind of got an A and a B and a C note. And then on the D string, you got a D and an E and an F note. And the G, you got an open second, to kind of what I'm thinking of as a G and an A note. And then on the B string, you got this open 1-3 for kind of a B, C, and a D note. And on the high E string, you got 0-1-3 that are all in that scale too. So if you wanted to, you could even kind of play around with that scale. I'm just thinking like where the natural notes would be on the guitar. So I'm thinking open 1-3, 0-2-3, 0-2-3, 0-2, 0-1-3, 0-1-3, kind of across the guitar. And if you wanted to, you could even throw in bass notes with those notes. So what I'm saying is you could kind of make up lead guitar stuff with those ideas, and you could do hammer-ons and pull-offs, or kind of make up stuff with hammer-on pull-offs. That might be kind of a cool thing to kind of try and just jam with the tune. What can also be cool is to try and pick out the melody line through the song. Because I've got a couple questions about this actually recently, about how you kind of fingerstyle through tunes or work solo arrangements for stuff. So you may want to kind of play around with finding that melody. And I know I'm kind of doing this really open-ended, but then you could also kind of support that melody with bass notes. So you could throw in the A bass, or even that 0-1-0. I was kind of playing on the B string. I was kind of going B, C, B, B, A, B, B, C, B, B, A, B, C, B, B, G, 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 A. It's kind of Justin's melody, like through the verse parts, and little variations of sometimes he's going down, sometimes he's going up, but you could even use any of those notes in the scale to kind of make up your own melody around that A bass. And then when you go to the F chord change, you could kind of add in your first fret on the G string, or low E string, to kind of be that F note to kind of support the chord or your melody. And then when you go to the G change, you could use the third fret on the low E string, back to the open A to support your melody for whatever's going to happen on the A minor, and then the F for the F, and then the G, and then another G, right? And then we're going to kind of back. So it might be kind of cool to kind of make up your own like version of it too. It's kind of a solo arrangement. That's basically what you'd be doing. Now you can always add in more basses too, and I always kind of gravitate towards the downbeat. And then this is always kind of a weird thing timing wise. And as you're working out solo arrangements, a lot of times the secret is slow practice. Trying to figure out where your finger and the bass note and the melody would all line up together for what you're hearing in your head. And you experiment. And you make mistakes. But that's the basic idea, is you would try and support chord structure with your bass notes while you make up melodies over the top of it in this scale. So it would be kind of like a little talking exercise on the guitar where you would kind of use your bass note as kind of your voice, your bass voice, but then you try and have a melody line on the top. Maybe even goes back to the main melody at some point, so people go, oh my gosh, it's that song by Justin Bieber, I love that song. So if you're kind of interested in that, I thought that would be kind of an interesting thing to kind of cover at the end, because we were kind of on our good track with that. So anyway, so you want to take all those pieces of everything and kind of figure out how you want to cover it. But that's the basics of how you could strum through and kind of fingerstyle and kind of solo arrange for yourself As Long As You Love Me by Justin Bieber. So good luck!